to another episode of the Digital Learning Lab. Today we will be talking about being an artist. Good morning, my name is Stephen Stone. I am the EdTech Training Coordinator for the district. We thank you so much for taking time out of your day to spend some time with us learning about technology and how you can use it proficiently, right? So one thing we want to just mention before we get started, the chat is turned on for this session. You will be allowed to use the chat to ask questions of the presenters or give them a thumbs up and say, way to go, that was cool, that's awesome, and give us some feedback while we're going through this presentation. Today we bring to you three amazing ladies, Ryan, Tammy. Are you guys ready?
I believe we are, Mr. Stone. How are you today?
I'm doing well, and hopefully you all are doing the same. Ladies, it is all yours, and take it away.
Awesome. So as Mr. Stone was saying, welcome to the Digital Learning Lab. I am Mrs. Mclaughlin, and I am joined today by my two techie friends, Mrs. Ferguson and Mrs. Kiner.
There we go.
Yeah. Today, we are going to be looking at a really awesome technology tool, but before we get started there, I do want to share kind of one way to navigate this live YouTube. So here we are, live, kind of weird. I do have us muted because that would just be crazy feedback.
I'd rather us be live than the alternative.
Well, yeah, true. Good point. Nicely done, Ms. Ferguson. Okay, so how to navigate this YouTube video while we are live. So there are a couple things that you can do. If you hear something that's really awesome and you want to stop, you can always hit the pause button. You can bring this yellow dot way back to go find exactly what you're looking for or listening for. And there's one other really cool thing you can do during this live that I would definitely suggest doing. So if you bring your mouse to the video and you right click once and you right click a second time, you can take picture in picture. And now I have this awesome picture of the video and I can come up here and open new tabs and work alongside with the presenters. The only thing, do not X out of the YouTube tab because then you're closing YouTube. If you want to go back to the full screen, full tab, it's right here. Now, if you're watching this during the replay and you find that we are going way too fast for you, you can come here to settings, go to playback speed. You can slow us down, or the opposite. If we're going way too slow, you can speed us way up. So, Mrs. Ferguson, Mrs. Kiner, did I miss anything on the YouTube? Because I know I completely forgot to do this last time.
Nope, you got it. Except for, hey, I love the fact that we got picture and picture and picture and picture. Do you see that?
Yeah, there's so many pictures on my screen right now. It's kind of crazy. Okay, so the really awesome tool that we are sharing with you guys today is Google Drawings. So in order to get Google Drawings up, I'm going to Google Drawings, and I'm going to type it in. So whenever I hit enter, it's going to be this first link for me. This is going to bring up a blank canvas. So if you've joined us previously, you guys know that anytime I'm working on anything, I like a blank canvas because now I can do whatever I want with this screen. So what I'm going to show you guys how to do is create a meme, okay? If you were to go through my cell phone and look at some of the text message conversations that I have with my friends, you would probably run across quite a few conversations that's nothing but memes and GIFs back and forth, okay? So it can be really, really nifty to create my own meme to share with my friends. So has anyone seen that it's a little baby and he's like, yes, and he's just, it's like a hardcore, he's really excited about something. Have you guys seen that?
I have seen that.
Yeah, Mrs.
Like everywhere.
He's a toughy little baby.
He is, he's everywhere. So one thing that I am desperately missing right now is sports, like baseball, football, basketball, soccer.
Me too.
Me too.
We all wore
Texans.
Yes, I have my Astros shirt on. Woo, Astros. Like, we are desperately missing sports right now. But here's the really cool thing. they're coming back. Yes.
Woo!
I know. So when I started like getting super, super desperate for sports, I was curious about how many days until football season started. So I looked it up, and what instantly came to mind was a meme with that little baby being like, yes, we only have this more days left. So I'm going to go to Google and I'm going to type in the yes baby, and I'm going to put the meme so I can grab that image. Look, there he is. And he's so cute. Cute little baby. Really excited. So now that I have this image, I'm going to right click on copy. I'm going to come back to my drawing, and I'm going to Control V to paste. Now that doesn't really fit my canvas that I have here. So I need to stretch this guy way out, and I'm actually going to take him further than my canvas. And there's a reason that I do this, and I promise I will share all with you guys. I will tell you everything. So now that I have my image, I need my text, right? So I'm going to go up here to Insert, Word Art. And there are about 120 days until, now, does that look like the text that you guys typically see in memes?
It looks a little thin.
It does. And even if I like were to bold that, it still doesn't have the same result. So here's some really nifty information. If you go to Google, if you're using Google Draw, Google Slides, the text, the font that is actually used in memes is called Impact. Boom. Well, it doesn't need to be bolded, but there's our font for our meme. Now, it's not typically this light blue, so I'm going to change that to white. And then I'm going to make it stand out even more by making my border a little thicker. Now, do you guys see this red line that I'm getting on the side? That's actually telling me where the end of my canvas is, okay? So I'm doing all this for a reason, I promise. I'm going to put this way up in the upper corner, and then I'm going to hit Control D to duplicate, because I like everything to be the exact same size, and that makes it easy when using word art. Make sure everything stays proportional. I'm going to double click on this now, and I'm now going to type in football season with a lot of exclamation points, because this household is super excited for football season and baseball season and everything, because we need sports.
I bet you guys eat a lot of popcorn and hot dogs, right?
Yes. And hamburgers. Everything. Just give it all. Okay, so what do you guys think of my meme? Does my picture match my message?
Well,
I think so.
Yeah. So that's kind of an important thing to ensure when making a meme. Make sure that your picture that you're using actually relates to or matches the text, because if they don't, if they're two completely different things, then it's just confusing and weird. Okay, so now that I have created a meme, there are two ways that I can share this. I can go to File, Download, and I can download this as a JPEG or a PNG. As one of our friends say, JPEG is so 90s, so we're going to do PNG. So when I download this as a PNG, it's going to download my meme onto my computer, and now I can share this image with my friends through social media platforms that I use. Here's the other way that I can share this. So we've been creating this digital learning lab site for you guys, and we've kind of showed you how to embed things. So I'm going to embed, excuse me, this drawing by going to the blue share button. I'm going to grab this link, I'm going to copy, come back to my digital learning lab page, and I'm going to click the embed right here. So I'm going to embed by URL, and I'm going to click insert. Now, remember how I told you guys that I was putting my text way outside of the lines for a reason?
I do.
Okay, so you see right here on this preview of it, because for some reason me clicking insert is not working at the moment. You see how you can't see the full message of 120 days until off. So now I need to come back. Wow, and I put it in there, like I inserted this.
Oh my goodness, what happened?
I don't know, but it worked. So now I need to come back to this drawing that I'm working on. And I need to put this, so there's that top line, there's a sideline. I'm going to bring this guy in a little bit as well. Now, I don't have to re-embed this on my site. I can just come in here, click the refresh button, and it auto updates on my site. Okay.
Wow.
I know. This is, I love that Google auto updates things, because now I don't have to go in, delete, re-embed. It's just too much of a mess. Now, some of you might be out there being like, Miss Mclaughlin, why didn't we use Google Slides instead? Why did we use drawing? Here's why.
I was really thinking that you can do all that in drawings. Why don't, or in Google Slides? Why aren't you just doing Google Slides?
That and here's, okay. So I created a meme to be an image, right? I don't want anything else on it or anything else to show up. So I actually put, this was another meme that I created with Watson here, because he's awesome. And I'm excited for football because it's in 120 days. Yes.
Woo!
He's awesome. We heard that.
Yes. So Google Drawing, do you notice how it's a clear image? There's nothing else on it. It's just a picture. When I look at my Google Slides, I see like the image that I was using, but I also have this toolbar down here at the bottom. I don't want that. I'm creating a meme. I'm creating a picture. I don't want anything else on that picture. So that's why I didn't use slides. Did that answer your question, Mrs. Ferguson?
It does. And you know, Happy Potato Cat says, yeah, the original pictures of eating sand. I didn't know that.
It is. So if you look really closely at that, like you'll see sand in his hand. And so, yeah. I mean, it's still because we're so excited for sports.
Awesome.
So now that we know how to create memes, I'm going to create more because, again, that's most of me and my friends communicate. But are we ready for a brain break?
I am. And I know from past experience, I'm going to need 2 hands for this.
You are. Okay. So I learned this. I had to endure this brain break during a conference that we went to in February, and it was awkward, but it was funny. And so I'm hoping to get a few laughs. So, okay, one hand, hold up one hand. Draw the shape of a triangle. In the air, 3 sides, draw the shape of a triangle, okay? Now, with your other hand, at the same time, we're gonna draw the shape of a square.
See, my hands disappear when I do this.
I know. I'm trying to scoot back far enough. Okay, so one is doing a triangle. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, boom, boom, boom. The other one, I'm gonna start doing a square. Nope.
This is hard. I don't know how to do it. Not at the same time.
I'm trying. I'm thinking, like, yeah. It's you end up doing like 2 triangles or like 2 squares. You're using both sides of your brain.
I can only do them one at a time. I can't do them together.
It's a hard brain break, but now our brains are super awake.
They are
We'll
awake.
go with that. Coffee does it for me usually.
Well, yes, and I've had my coffee already today too. But so, Mrs. Ferguson, what are you going to show us now?
I am going to take you to the next level. So if you liked memes, I think you're going to like our next step. And our next step is to create maybe some interactive images using Google Drawing, or maybe learning how to put those Google Drawings inside of a digital breakout. So I'm going to show you how to do both. So I have created for you a sample digital breakout for you to take with you and check out. So it's posted on the website that Ms. Mclaughlin showed you earlier. You just click on this little link. So there's some examples and a sample. I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but I'll get you started. So when you click on this picture, it'll take you to the actual digital breakout. And you can see in this digital breakout right here that there's a theme and a story. And so our theme this week is sports. And why doesn't anybody play sports? So we're going to pretend in this digital breakout that you can kind of figure that out and bring the sports back. So you're going to click on one of the lonely pieces of equipment in this very empty park. And when you click on this picture in that spot, you're like, nope, so nope. So that wasn't what you wanted. And this object right here takes you to somewhere different. So when I click on it, it takes me to a different link. So I'm actually linking different parts of the picture to go to different places. So you can make like a menu, or you can make a yes, no thing on there, whatever you want. So the first question of your digital breakout is right here, and it's a soccer question. And I don't know if you ever got in, do we have any soccer fans out there? If you're a soccer fan, you know these people, and you probably know the answer to this question. Now, this is not a website. It looks like a website, but it's actually a Google Doc. And normally you're like, well, Google Docs have menus up here. Where's the menu? The menu's gone because I saved it as I published it to the web, and that takes the menu away. So it looks like a web page. I'll show you how to do that. And here's our Google drawing in there. Then when you click the correct answer, and I'm not telling you what the correct answer is, the wrong answers go one place, the correct answer goes to the next level. So when you click on the next level, which is the correct answer, you're going to go from soccer to football. So here's my Google drawing embedded into Google Forms, and you can see there's another one. And to solve this problem, you have to come up with a code. You're going to put the code in here, and this is how you figure out what the code is. It's based on jersey numbers. So how well do you know your Houston football players? So if you put the correct code in here, it takes you to the next section, so you can click the link. Again, I'll show you how to all do that. So each one of these levels of the digital breakout has an image to go with it, and each one of these images are custom made by moi and Google Drawing, and I'd like to show you how. So let's jump over here and let me show you how. I did think you wanted me to spend time Googling and finding pictures for you, because by now you got that down. So Google Draw makes life a little easier with a canvas. I don't have to figure out what my numbers are. I simply click and drag, and there's my canvas shape. How easy is that? Then the next, it is easy. The next thing I want to do is fix my background. My background comes in as a transparent background, and I know that because it's all checkered. That means transparent, which can work sometimes. But in this case, I don't want to have a background from the document come through, because I'm going to put this in Google Forms. So I'm going to go ahead and change my background. And you have a choice of solid, boring, and gradient, fun. So I'm going to pick gradient. And of course, yeah, this isn't really doing it for me. So I'm going to click custom and do my own. So you have a choice of gray and gray. You like gray?
No, can we like maybe use the Texans colors or something?
Yes, let's go with that. So we're going to pick blue. So now we got blue and gray. So I'm going to pick the other box right here. So you can see I've selected it, and I'm going to turn it to red. Now it's mostly red, less blue. That looks like an angry sunset. So I can fix that. Over here I have a gradient stop, and I can add and I can remove them. I can add as many as I want. I got hair blowing in my face. I'm outside, by the way. Okay, so I'm going to click on this, and I'm going to add another blue. So I have the blue gradient. So now it's, if I move it down, you can see that it's mostly blue now. So it's less like an angry sunset. Now, what I have here is a line that goes across. Well, I don't want a line. I want it to be curved. So I'm going to click up here and change it to radial. And then I can decide, where do I want it? No, I don't want it there. Yeah, I like that. The bottom left being the red. So I'm going to stick with that and click OK. There she be.
Mrs. Ferguson?
Yes?
Where did your text go?
It's there.
See,
it's there.
Oh, I can't see it.
Right, so I'm really married to my blue text. I don't want to change that. So what I'm going to do, instead of changing the fill color of the text, I'm actually going to change the border color, and I'm going to change it to white. There it is.
That's better.
It is better, but I can make it even better. Check this out. If bigger is better, then the biggest is the best, right? So I'm going to go all the way to 24 point.
Yeah, no, let's not do that one.
All right, so let's compromise and go with 3. So what do you think of that?
I love it. You can actually read it.
Yeah, that's kind of the point, isn't it? So now my picture's ready to go. And I am going to put this little puppy inside my Google form, because the Google form is boring. You need pictures to make it more fun. So we are going to take this and put it inside our Google form. Now, Google form is a little different than most of the other Google stuff out there. Normally I can put my Google drawing right inside of it, but Google form won't let me. I have to put it as a picture. So your choices are really limited. You're going to download it onto your computer. JPEG for the 90s people. I'm still down with JPEGs. JPEGs work. Yeah, I saw your bite in there. And PNG. If you have a transparent background, you have to pick the PNG. So just because I'm going to be ornery, I'm going to pick the JPEG.
Of course you are, Mrs. Ferguson.
Of course I are. So when it downloads, because you want to be able to upload it again, you want to find it, I wouldn't click open. I would go ahead and just say show in folder. Now you can see it lands in some random place in the download. I'm going to go ahead and move it where I want, and I'm going to throw it in the digital learning lab or not. I think it ended up in backgrounds, but anywho, I know where it landed. So I'm going to go over here and I'm going to decide where I want my picture. So notice this is blue and this is blue. So I can pick the area where I want the picture. So I'm going to pick right here and I want to put it in there. And I'm going to click add an image. Now I'm going to upload that sucker, browse. Okay, in my desktop. Now I think it ended up in the backgrounds. Nope, maybe it did end up in the digital learning lab. Close enough. There it is. Okay, I'm going to upload it. And look how easy and fast it is. Now, if it did end up in the wrong place, you can simply click and drag it to where you want. So this is now sitting in our Google form. Now, once you have all your pictures where you want them, it's time to share them. But we're still missing a picture from this one. This is that Google Doc that I told you about, and it's missing its picture. And notice it has the menu up there. So when I'm sharing this, I don't want to share it like this. I'm going to show you how to publish to the web when you share. So first, let's insert it. Now notice I don't have to do it as an image. I can do it as a drawing, and I can pull it right from my drive. Now the image that I want for this one, because this is the soccer one, I actually want the soccer picture and select it. Now you have a choice of linking it or not. I like to link it because when I make changes in my Google Drawing, so for instance, if you have like the countdown, like Miss Mclaughlin has, 122 days, 121 days. If you want to do a countdown, you can make it a live countdown. And as you change it, it updates in the document that you publish to the web. That's awesome. The other thing is that what if you made a boo-boo and you need to fix it? You don't want to have to redo the whole thing. Linking it makes life easy. So I'm going to link it, and there it is. Now, I'm going to prove to you that linking it makes changes. So here's my font. I'm going to change the font to a less fun font, monotone. There it is. And let me click back over here and look, update. And look, it changed it. Isn't that cool? And I can change it back, but we won't spend the time. It's less visible. I actually like, yeah, let's change it back because it's less visible. And this is the one that I shared with you. So I'm going to go ahead and change it back. Where's my font? Come on. There it is. And I'm going to put it back on the fun one. There it is. Okay, so it'll change back. Now, when you're ready, it's time, when you have all your stuff put together, it's time to link them. So this picture is going to, when you have the correct answer, jump to this one. Now, the correct answer of this one needs to jump to my forms. So let me show you how to do that. So this guy right here is the Nope one. So I'm going to click on this little button right here, the insert link, and I'm going to go over to my site. Normally, you can just take the web address of a site. However, this one has edit in it. And that means that if I copy this, they're going to try to get in my working document, and they're not going to be able to because they don't have permission. So instead, you click on this button and copy the link. Isn't that a cute cat, guys?
I mean, I'm more of a dog person, but sure, cute cat.
Cat in your face. Awesome. Okay,
Yes.
So I'm going to go back over to this one right here, and I'm going to paste that little link in and apply. Do the same thing with this one right here. And this one, I want to jump to this. But I don't want to just click the share button. I want to publish it to the web. So I'm going to go File and Publish to the web right here. And when I publish it, it gives me a link. Yes. It gives me a link that will take away that address or the information at the top, and it will just be a regular little thingamabob. like a website. Wow, I'm just full of the language abilities today.
I mean, it happens.
It happens a lot to me.
It does. It kind of does.
So when I click, yeah, it does. So you can see when I click on that link, look, that menu at the top is gone. And that's exactly what you want. Now I want to link this document, the right answer to this document, to the form. So we're going to pretend the answer is 2017. It's not, but I didn't want to give you the answer. So this is just regular text right now. And when I click right here, I can link it to this form. So let me link it to the form. So I click on the send button. Let me show you again what I did. I click on the send button and look, there's my little link button. Copy that. And I'm going to go to this one and I'm going to paste that link in there and apply. So now this one is now linked to my form. Now my form was not the end of the road. I still have another link after this. So if you want to link your form to the next thing, this one's a little different. They got all these little hidden things in where you link things. Click on my gear. I'm going to click on my presentation. And am I still coming through okay, guys?
Yeah, you sound great.
Okay.
You're doing awesome.
Well, I just got a big notification that my internet was unstable, so I thought I'd check. So when you click on presentation, you can paste the link where you're going to jump to next right in the confirmation message. So they finish your form, they submit it, and then the link to go next is right there. And you click save. And you're good. So what I've done is I have linked this to jump to this, to jump to this. And eventually I get to my finish.
I love it. I love how we can, because earlier we did an interactive story on PowerPoint. So it's really cool that we can add all these links and do something similar with our drawings and our forms and our docs, and it's awesome. This is why one of the reasons I love Google.
Yes, you're a Google girl.
Yeah.
So the thing I didn't go over with you is how to build a site and how to do digital breakouts for the site. That's because we've already covered that. So at the end of our session today, we're going to show you how you can go back to some of our old recordings that we've done that are saved out in YouTube land, that you can watch them and you can learn how to use Google Sites as part of your digital breakout if you want to. So guess what, guys?
What?
Right?
It is. And I thought, because I really love this picture, I'd reuse this picture because this is such a cool picture.
Oh, see, now that's a cute pup. That's a cute pup.
I will replace it with a dog to make you, or with a cat next time to make you happy.
Oh, thanks.
Okay, so do you guys know what that is? Oh yeah, by the way, break time.
Break.
So those are things for sale. What are they?
They look like apples.
Because they're green, is that what you're saying?
I think grapefruit.
Nope, they are oranges. They're a little green. Yeah, they're a little green, aren't they?
I think oranges were green.
Yes. Did you know, and I'm going to thank Logan. I don't see him in the chat this week. Is he here with us today?
Oh,
Logan is not with us. Hey, Logan, this was for you because you were the one doing all the statistics last week. So here's our statistic or a fact. All right. Oranges were originally green and they originated from Asia. Surprise, surprise, right? Okay, so the modern orange, as you see it today, is different than what it was originally. Oranges, when they're ripe, originally were green on the outside and they were orangish on the inside. So here's a ripe orange from Asia. That's what oranges are supposed to look like, not this. So as you can imagine, Jumbo time! Your oranges have been messed with until they had an orange skin on the outside and on the inside. How's that for a fun fact?
That's, I don't know.
That's an interesting fact. Someone's manipulating fruit.
So if you go to Asia and you see all these green underripe oranges, you know that they're probably not actually underripe and they're probably perfectly edible. I've never had a green orange because we really don't sell them here. But anywho, there's your fact for the day.
I feel like my brain is just like blown right now.
I know, I came across that one and went, what?
I was so interested, I kind of forgot I was here about to show the kids a new trick with Google Drawings.
Yes, and I'm so excited for what you are going to be sharing, Mrs. Kiner.
Yeah, so I can't wait to show everyone. So students out there, today we are going to be looking at how to create a GIF. So you can create your own GIFs. So I'm sure most of you know what those are, but you can see one here on my screen right now. It is a Go Texans GIF with one of our famous Texan players.
Woo! What? Yes!
Go JJ! So this GIF was made with Google Drawings, and also another tool that we've already shown you. Actually, the very first session we did, we showed you how to use WeVideo. And in WeVideo, they've added a new piece, and it is a GIF maker, a GIF creator. So we're going to look today at how to take a Google Drawing canvas, create an image, put it together, and put it into a GIF. So the way that this image of JJ Watt was made, first of all, I'm going to jump over to something called a shapegram. So this was made just with shapes. That's it. Pull shapes out of Google Drawing and put them in the right spot, and you can make all kinds of images. So look at all these different images you can create. So it could be a landmark, it could be an animal, it could be any kind of person, place, or thing that you would like to create. And this Google guru named Tony Vincent here is the person who has taught me how to do these shapegrams. And so now I'm going to share that with you. So now we're going to jump right over to our Google Drawing. And in Google Drawing right now, I have a blank canvas, and along with that blank canvas, I have added a background because it is going to make it easier for you to see the shapes as I put it on there, as I drop them in. I wanted to create a GIF of JJ Watt. So he's right here. So I went ahead and went online and I found a picture I wanted to use. This one is from Twitter. And then here on the far left, what you see are the shapes that I used to build this image. So these are the only shapes I used, aside from I did up here in the line tools, I did use the curve tool to create the rest of his face. But other than that, they're all the regular shape tools. So to get started, I started on the jersey. So right here, I'm looking at the jersey. And the reason I put this photo here is it's really helpful when I want to look over as a reference point to see what I'm drawing. So I'm going to go into my shapes, and I'm going to go ahead and draw the top part of his jersey. And I don't want that light blue. I want it to match the jersey. So I'm going to click dark blue, and that's my first part. Now the next part, I used a trapezoid. So I went ahead and I'm going to go into my shapes again, and I'm going to grab the trapezoid, and I'm going to draw it right here. Click and drag to draw. And right here, you can see it doesn't look exactly like this. It doesn't look quite like I wanted it to look. So I can either click and drag around, but that kind of makes me dizzy. So let me just straighten that back out. And there's a better tool that you can use. You can right mouse click a shape. You can go to rotate, and you can go to flip vertically. So it's going to flip it upside down. Look how easy that is.
Looks like a flower pot.
It's looking like a flower pot. I don't want it to look like a flower pot. Let me show you one other neat little trick on when you pull these shapes, when you drop your shapes on your canvas, sometimes you're gonna see a little diamond, a little yellow diamond here in the corner. You can just drag that out and tweak it just a little bit. Isn't that nifty?
Definitely.
Yeah, so you wanna look for that. So I'm going to drop this right beneath where the shoulders are in the jersey, and I'm going to do couple more tweaks, and I think, Ms. Ferguson, you're going to see it's not going to look like a flower pot anymore. Okay,
No.
so Now what I want to do is I am going to duplicate. So I'm going to hit Control D to duplicate, and then I'm going to right mouse click, go to rotate, and I want to flip it back vertically. And I'm going to just scrunch it together and make the bottom of his jersey. Okay, now that looks kind of funny because you see all these lines in it, and it does look a little like a flower pot. So what we want to do now is go to, I actually want to select all these, and there's a quick way to do that. So I can put my mouse over here and select all three of these together, and I'm going to go to the border, and I want to make them transparent. That means they're going to be hidden. So I can no longer see those little lines. And that makes it look a little more like a jersey.
It does. Okay, am I frozen or is Miss Kiner frozen?
I have a feeling that that is Mrs. Kiner at the moment.
Oh no! And she didn't share this with us, so we can't pick up where she left off. Let me text her real quick and get her to share it with us.
Okay, well, while we're waiting for Mrs. Kiner to come back on, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to bounce back over into drawings, so that way we can try and see where Mrs. Kiner was going. So she had her shapes, so insert shape, and she had her shoulders already done out for JJ. We had his torso. Oh, there's Mrs. Kiner. All right, Mrs. Kiner. I tried to pick up where you left off.
I made it back.
Yay!
All right. Woo! I'm so glad to be back.
You have to go to the bathroom real quick. Is that really what it was?
I was really here. I had to reconnect my internet. My internet just went blip. So let me go ahead and share my screen again. So I was in the middle of making that famous number 99 on the jersey. So I'm going to jump right back over, and I'm going to select 99, and we want to change the fill color to white, and we want to do the border color red and make it a little thicker. Now that looks a little more like a jersey, don't you think?
Yes, definitely.
All right, so now we're getting a little bit detailed, but I'm going to make the collar right here. Now the way I did that is I used this triangle. So I'm going to go ahead and go back into my shapes, and I'm going to find that triangle, which I had practiced with a little while ago there, Miss Mclaughlin.
Yes.
And I'm going to draw the triangle here, and you can see it again is upside down. We're going to use that little trick we learned to go to rotate. We're going to flip vertically. We're going to drop that right in here. Actually, I need to shrink this just a little. And we're going to make that red. And then I'm going to use a trick, and I'm going to Control D and duplicate, shrink that to make this little white area here, put it right in the middle, and make it white.
That looks awesome. It looks like his actual jersey.
Looking a little more like a jersey now, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now there is a shape that looks like this. There's a shape in the shapes, just like this little one here, but I'm gonna, just for time's sake, I'm going to duplicate this, and I'm gonna drag it over and drop it into the jersey. So see how that's looking a little more like a jersey? And then I'm gonna duplicate that, move it back over, and flip it. Do you see how I'm using these same tools over and over to make it easy for me to make this shape? So
work smarter, not harder.
That's right. So you don't want to recreate every shape. You want to reuse your shapes. And something else that is helpful is sometimes if you want to get really detailed, if you hit your zoom button and go in one click, that lets you do things like line up and center a little better. And so a lot of times that zoom will really help you out. Okay, So we want to jump over into making the GIF. So I have a few hidden items that I finished out right here, because speaking of zooming in detail, you do have more detail in items like maybe a person's face. So I used these images right here, these shapes, to create the face along with my line tool. And I'm going to select all, and I'm going to drop it right here on the jersey. And I am also going to right click, order, and I'm going to bring that to the front. And if you've been in our Google Slides session and you just saw Miss Ferguson and Miss Mclaughlin, you've seen us do these same tools. We've used these same little tricks that we're using now in Google Drawing. And oops, his sideburn kind of dropped off. Okay, we're just going to pull that back over. All right. Oh, I have two of them. Uh-oh. All right. Now, the arm is another one that's detailed. So let me select the arm and the glove. And you can see that I made that from one of these shapes and a circle. The circle is the muscle, right here. And I just drop it right underneath, right here, right underneath the jersey. And we're going to use that neat trick of duplicating, dragging, dropping, flipping. We're going to flip this horizontally, and then we're going to drop it over onto the jersey. And this one we are going to have to go ahead and send to back. All right, voila.
That is so awesome.
All right. Now the last little trick is on the hand, on the glove. And I'm just going to show you how I made that up here with, this is again, it's just a rounded rectangle. I use that a lot in this. And then here are the fingers of the glove. Now that is a circle. So when I go into my shapes and I grab a circle and I want to make one of the fingers, I'm going to go ahead and duplicate that 3 more times so that I have 4. And then when I select them together, I can right mouse click and go to align. And I want to go to middle. And look what that does. It just brings them all together. That's what this is here. And then I can shrink them. And then when you select them all, you can drop them and match them up with the glove. So that's how I did this. And then I just made the border color a little lighter. So it looks like a bear claw there, but you just, like I said, you zoom in, do a little tweaking, and you can make that look just so. All right.
That's awesome.
So now, how do I make this into a GIF? Well, remember, a GIF is a series of images. And so in this example, I'm showing you 3. I'm going to show you 3 images that I finished completely with JJ. So you've seen how you create an image out of shapes. Now you're going to remember, before you move this shape or before you add background and everything, when you get it the way you want to drag across, select all, right mouse click, and you want to group it. Okay.
So hey, Mrs. Kiner.
Hey, what?
Question. How long from like beginning to end did it take you to make the JJ Watt shapegram?
Well, the jersey part didn't take long at all, maybe 10 minutes. But then when I got into the details, that maybe took me another 30 minutes.
So from like beginning to end, max like 45. But I'm sure the more that you work with shapegrams, like the quicker and you're going to get at selecting the shapes and moving them and doing all of your quick tips that you showed.
Absolutely. And you know, if you go to Mr. Vincent's Shapegram site, he has some really awesome how-tos on starting with some simple ones. And I actually did that first. I started with the simple one. I learned the tips and tricks, and then I could do, and it makes you go faster.
Awesome. I need to go check out that site now.
So I'm going to go to, I'm going to show you the 3 GIFs I made with this image. So I put a background in, And y'all have already learned that from Miss Mclaughlin and Miss Ferguson. And I added text. You learned some cool text from Miss Ferguson today. And so we have a background text, and notice his mouth is a little different. So he's saying go. So this is my image 1. Image 2, tweak. So what did I do here?
His arms are up now.
Right. So I just tweaked the arms in and added in part of what he's saying. So he's opening his mouth a little wider. And then the last one, he's finishing what he says. So you have go, Texans. Pretty cool, huh?
That's awesome. I'm excited to see how to turn this into a GIF.
I know. So before you go into WeVideo, you want to remember to go to File, Download. And I know you already learned this today. You're going to be out of the 90s and into the 21st century with a ping.
Woo! We're not in the 90s anymore.
Woo!
It'll be in 70 years. It'll be 2090. You'll be in the 90s again.
Okay, Miss Smarty Pants.
So with the ping is a smaller file. So that's something else to think about. And it's really good for using on the web. So I'm going to go now to WeVideo. So I've already downloaded my 3 images. I'm going to choose a GIF, a good GIF, or GIF, tomato, tomato. And then I'm going to go here into my WeVideo where I've already started building. So remember, once you download your pings, you're going to go to import to bring your ping images into your WeVideo, which I already have right here. Now down here in the video 1 timeline, you can see 3 little images. So I've already dropped them in, but I'm going to show you how I did the last one. So in a GIF, remember, a GIF needs to be really short. So each image is only going to be it's actually going to be less than a second. So I'm going to delete this 3rd one to show you how I did it. So I have image 1, image 2, and now I'm going to grab image 3, and I'm going to drag it down. Well, it comes in as 5 seconds, which is way too long. That would be a very boring GIF. No one would sit around to wait and watch your GIF. So what we're going to do is click on the end of that GIF, and we are going to shrink it. And I used my zoom in tool to be able to see exactly the time. Now, what you want to look at is not on the blue at the top, but in the image in video 1, you see the seconds going down, down, down in white text. That's what you want to look at. And I'm down to about 1/10 of a second, and that's what I want. So each of these are only about 1/10 of a second. So now here in my preview, if I hit play, there's my GIF. Now we want to finish that up. How do y'all like that?
I love it.
We're going to click finish, and it's going to create the GIF. You need to remember to save to your Google Drive, okay? Because what I'm going to show you how to do next is how to take this GIF into our Google site. So you want to save to Drive so it will embed correctly. Now, once it's saved, let me go ahead and choose, I'm going to call this JJ3, and I'm going to export it. Now, once it's saved, once it's finished, you can download it and you can use it in other places as well. But for today, we're going to look at sites. So I'm going to jump back over to the site while that is loading. And I'm back in the Google site that Ms. Mclaughlin was showing you. And here's the example I started with, but I'm going to show you how I was able to do that. So here in, let me go back to the beginning so you can see. So when you get into your Google site, you're going to see these 3 options, and you're going to choose Insert, the Insert menu, and you're going to insert from Drive. So I'm going to go ahead and click Drive, And you can either go to recent, you might be able to find it in your recents, or you might, oh, and there, that is amazing. It finished and dropped it right in at the top.
Nice.
I love it. That was awesome. That was perfect. So if you can't find it, sometimes you have to use your search. Click there and remember what you named it. That's going to help you find that. So I'm going to go ahead and choose the gift that we made, and I'm going to choose insert. And there it is, right there. Perfect. So now you can size it. You can add text next to it. Do whatever you like to jazz it up on your website.
You know what I love about GIFs is that when you embed them in websites, they just play over and over and over and over. So like videos, you have to like set them to play. You don't have to do that with GIFs, and that's what's cool about them.
Absolutely. And you can be very original. So it could be something that's happening now to you, or something funny between friends, or it would be awesome to create this with your schoolwork and show your teachers how you learned and how you are applying it to what you're learning in your classes right now. That would be really cool.
Definitely. So what do we want our kiddos to make this?
Oh, so this week you can submit any of the things that we showed you today, right? Am I right, Miss Ferguson and Miss Mclaughlin?
Absolutely.
Yes.
I could see some pretty crazy memes out there. That'll keep Miss Mclaughlin happy.
Yeah.
All right. So if you want to get to this website and submit here, you go to bit.ly/CFISD-DLL. And you select middle school. So here, let me scroll down just a tad. Here it is again, bit.ly/CFISD-DLL. And when you go to middle school, one of the things I want to show you here when you scroll down is you can get back to any of the sessions that we did from the beginning, from April. So, and then you can come in and see what we did today. And when you scroll to the bottom, you will see that you can submit. Go ahead and click that, and it will take you to our Google form where you can submit. Okay. So the other way, as always, you can go to our CFISD.net page. You can go to Learning at Home and our Digital Learning Lab. And right here at the bottom, you can choose middle school, and we would absolutely love to see what you created this week, because I bet we're going to see some awesome stuff. What do y'all think?
Oh, I think we have some great ideas, whether digital breakout, shakegram, or amazing memes.
Yes.
Oh. So you're going to fill this out. Even if you're not in Cyfair, remember, definitely submit to us. We're going to take a look at those. We may be sharing them on social media. And there is a place here to choose your school if you're in Cyfair, and whether or not you want us to share on social media. So we can't wait to see your work. And next week, we want you to join us again for our next exciting topic.
Yay!
Yes. And bring back sports. We need sports, guys.
Absolutely. Time for football and basketball. We're ready. Go Texans.
Yes, and Astros.
And something else.
The Sabercats. That's rugby, right?
Isn't that soccer? No, Sabercats is rugby. There we go.
I'll say Houston has a rugby team. Don't forget
The
that.
Dynamo is the soccer.
All right. So we are ready for next week, and be sure and go back and check out our